city's efforts to increase economic development is to build on our tax base and increase the sales tax in our city so that we can provide better services and more services to the residents. First, I'd like to talk about DHR Health. They're opening a new medical center here on the Expressway. It's going to be providing a host of medical services that typically you have to travel outside of Brownsville for, so it's going to be a big benefit to our local residents, so we're excited about that. The next we have Madera Properties, a master plan community on the north side, 1,300 acres, which is going to be mixed use and create hopefully over $1 billion of taxable value. The whole county is about $7 billion. That's a big percentage increase for all as we move forward. The next one is the redevelopment of Sunrise Mall, which obviously we're moving more from a retail experience at the mall to a lifestyle experience. And bringing in partners like Main Event is a great step forward in the redevelopment and provide a great option for families on the weekend to do something different and have a great experience. Sure, obviously with SpaceX in our area, we're trying to be a hub for innovation in that sector and being innovative and trying to track companies like Space Channel, 9.8 and Space Ventures and build that ecosystem that we're able to leverage and build momentum as SpaceX grows and the city of Brownsville grows. The last one we've had recently is the announcement of Estrella, which is a sustainable development. It's a housing development near the airport. They're going to be pre-manufacturing homes to be installed in hopefully about a week time. So it's completely sustainable, a great option for our residents as we move forward into the next phase of our growth here. Brownsville's open for business. Stay tuned for what's coming. I'm excited to share with you more updates in the future.
My name is Jessica Tetro, and I am the City Commissioner for the City of Brownsville District 2. This year, the City of Brownsville welcomed SpaceX to the Brownsville Air and Space Campus. This included a 46,000 square foot lease agreement and investment of $500,000 in renovations and upgrades to the facility. This agreement memorializes SpaceX's footprint inside the Brownsville city limits and solidifies the city's economic development work in the aerospace industry. The Brownsville Air and Space Campus is an industrial park slated for the expansion of the air, space, and technology manufacturing industry near the Brownsville South Padre Island International Airport. The City of Brownsville welcomes new and expanding businesses in the aerospace industry to invest in our community. To have always believed that something very, very special was going to happen to Brownsville, and to have been able to witness it, and to know that future generations are going to be able to have this opportunity to have this incredible future at their fingertips makes me so incredibly happy. So believe in the future and believe in Brownsville, because incredible things are happening here every day.
My name is Nurit Golansky-Pisanya, and I am the District 1 City Commissioner. I'm here to tell you about some of the projects happening in District 1 benefiting the residents of this area and the city in general. First, if you haven't heard, B Metro is now offering Sunday bus service. For those who rely on public transportation to get in and around the city, this has been of great value to our residents. Since the bus service started, the city has logged 35,000 trips just on Sundays alone. Also, 8 bus shelters have been installed along this corridor, and 30 more are planned to be installed in the next year. As you can see, we're now at the Southmost Library. It is one of my favorite assets in District 1. In fiscal year 21, the city allocated $100,000 to redo the interior of the library. It's received a whole new look, both paint-wise and furniture. The layout is a lot different and a lot friendlier. This all happened during the pandemic when the library was only servicing curbside, so no one really felt it. I have to congratulate the library and all the other city departments for pivoting during the pandemic and consistently servicing their customers. In November of 21, the Southmost Public Library partnered with the Parks Department to bring pages of books, of storybooks, to the Southmost Nature Trail so that children riding their bikes or walking along the trail can read a storybook. Also, Come Dream, Come Build, formerly known as the CDCB, has been focusing their efforts on creating new and stylish, affordable housing options in District 1. In the past year or so, they bought historical homes along Jackson and 16th Street. They were able to save them, preserve them, and renovate them, and they are now being rented out to people who qualify. They also have other projects in the works to provide affordable housing options in the area. As you can see, I'm very proud to represent District 1. I dream along with you to see what happens because everything is possible. The future looks bright.
So the story of the Cannery Public Market, to really understand it, you have to go back to 2008, more or less. And that is the year that we opened the Brownsville Farmers Market. We chose Linear Park because it was accessible and it was comfortable for everyone. It was right next to the zoo and it was along a trail so people could walk or ride their bike to visit the market. And it was a hit. Fast forward years of success of the farmers market, and in about 2012, the Quonset hut became for sale. And the city snapped it up because it was affordable, but also because we had the vision of a permanent home for the Brownsville Farmers Market and continuing to activate Linear Park. Placemaking sounds kind of like a toy, but in reality, it's creating places within your community where people want to be. They're fun, they're vibrant, and it is a place that has character. So you can visit the Cannery Market, you will be able to visit the Cannery Market, not just in your car, but on your bicycle or with your sneakers walking or jogging. And it's not just a place to go in Brownsville, it's a destination. Good projects take time. You need to gather the partners, you need to find the funding, you need to include the public, and so forth and so on. And to do all of that, you need a really great mission and a clear direction. And so it will be particularly wonderful for me to see this project open at the end of my stay as an elected official, and I will have seen it from start to finish. So I will have the biggest smile on my face when I arrive on my bicycle to buy my vegetables, and I will walk down the aisle and check out the test kitchens and say hey to Tia Maria when I taste her salsa that she makes so specially there, and enjoy my day. There's no better project than one that creates vibrancy and partnership between the people, private investment, as well as the city.
So the Buena Vida Arts and Cultural Park is a corridor between 6th and 7th Street from Ringgold to the Expressway. And this was known for many years because it had the Quonset hut, Jackson Feed and Seed, a big warehouse that they sold used appliances out of. And there wasn't a lot going on as far as arts and culture in the area, but it was ripe for development because it was the gateway to the mini cultural district. RJ wanted to do something to honor his grandparents, and so this being the gateway and right behind the midi arch, he decided this would be the perfect place to create a park for the public. In looking at the area, he realized that the poorer area of the community, which was the Buena Vida neighborhood, felt disconnected from much of what was going on as far as art and culture, the museums and the parks, and he wanted to bridge that gap. He wanted to create something that would make the public feel welcome and invited, and that's why it's being named the Buena Vida Arts and Cultural Park. It'll consist of art, water features, several trails, covered areas for vendors and artisans, a stage for performances, a meadow for performances, and eventually we're hoping the big warehouse will become an extension of the Children's Museum focused on our science and math. For Brownsville as a whole, it is a destination, not just for tourists, but for our locals as well. It's many of the entities that you already patronized for many, many years, from the Children's Museum to the parks to Gladys Porter Zoo. But now there's so much happening in downtown Brownsville with the restaurants, with Market Square being revitalized and being brought up by the Brownsville Historical Association. There are so many more events than used to be happening in Brownsville. Before the Midi-Cultural District expansion, that's where the Buena Vida Arts and Cultural Park idea started. Since the expansion, there is now a greater focus on the heart of downtown. And so as we could wrap up the Buena Vida Arts and Cultural Park, the Mitty Foundation is already looking more into the heart of downtown for our next big project. And we're looking for something that will absolutely be a draw for the local community, a plus for those who live downtown, and hopefully create new revenue streams for the Mitty Cultural District as well. Ultimately, our goal is that we leave something behind at no cost to the taxpayers, which is not just a great attraction, but is also generating revenues to be self-sustaining so that it can continue to be successful for years to come. Ultimately, that needs to be our goal, is creating more sales tax revenue through tourism and through local consumption so that we reduce our dependency on property taxes. And the Mitty Cultural District is one of the key ways to do that.